This ain't a love song, this is goodbye. Do. We are live. We are. Hello. Right. I think we're all good. I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome along. I am doing this live stream. Well, firstly, because the aim this summer and going into next season is that I want to do more live streams in general. Just, you know, talking about transfers, talking about Tottenham, match previews, match watch-alongs, match reviews, all of that sort of stuff. So I thought, you know, may as well get started with it. And yeah, I thought, why not? Let's go live, half hour now. See what people are sort of saying about the deal, talk about it. Is it a good deal? Is it a bad deal? I guess we'll find out in the long term whether it is a good deal or not. But yeah, excuse me while I'm just fiddling with a few settings, and then I'm just gonna tweet out as well. Gonna tweet out about the live stream, just so people are aware. Yeah, it's only going to be about 30 minutes, but it should be fun. We can talk about Kudus. We can have a look on sort of Twitter, what people are saying. I'm going to read some of the comments on my YouTube video as well, and sort of just go from there. So I can't see my screen. There we go. Yeah, view channel. Yes, we are live. There we go. So, I am just gonna tweet it out. I can show you guys my screen as well, actually. There we go. That's what we want to do. Oh, actually, you don't need to see all of my tabs, so let's just go with the solo tab. Yeah, cool. Right, let's put a tweet out. Chris, hey my guy, what are you saying? It's a good deal for sure. We need a DM now and striker. Yeah, agree. Dude, what do you think about the Wissa deal? The potential Wissa deal? Do you think that is something that would be good for Spurs? Or would you rather us go for something? I don't know, about 50 mil is a bit of a weird one, in my opinion. 50 mil's crazy. What's the point? FC saying, any news on the Atalanta defender Scalvini? I'm not sure if we've been linked with him at all, have we? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure whether we have been. Morning, dude. Appreciate you popping on by to the stream. Right, let's get this tweeted out. Planning on doing a lot more live streams this summer and in 2025-26. Live now on YouTube and TikTok for a bit, talking about Kudus and Wissa. Come and say hello. Sorry if that's really loud on the keyboard. That should be the link. Let's get a hashtag THFC in there as well. Wissa, come and say hello. That'll do. That will do, donkey. That will do. Cool. Right, that's tweeted out, so if anyone else can pop by, that would be amazing. But yeah, right, what am I missing? Wissa for sure is good Solanke backup. Do you know what? I 100% agree. My opinion is that Wissa's a really good player, and he scored, what, 19 Premier League goals or something last season, which is ridiculously prolific. And the only concern is he's about to turn 29, and he also is, like, he's got 1 year left on his contract, so do you pay 50 million for it? Because I feel like it's Brentford kind of saying to us that they don't want to sell him this summer, especially with Man United and Buemo as well. Do you get what I mean? If you get what I mean, you know. But yeah, we'll go to the Twitter in a minute. God, I'm so unused to doing live streams. There we go, back to the camera. My beautiful face. I've just been to the gym, by the way, so excuse the redness around the face and the sweat and stuff like that. I am just going to move my camera over slightly as well, just so it doesn't look I'm constantly looking away from you guys. But yeah, I am going to plan on doing more of these live streams. I want to do at least 1 or 2 every single week. So hold me to that. If you guys want me to do live streams, get in the comments of my YouTube videos that I post and remind me and tell me, because it's difficult sometimes to keep up. But anyway, that's fine. Right. Zoe, hi Mitch, I'd go for Wissa purely on the fact that it puts huge pressure on Brentford wanting to pay. On the fact it puts huge pressure on the Mbeumo potential deal. Don't see Brentford wanting to sell both, so it'd be good to get ahead of the curve over a rival. 100% is agree, Zoe. I think I tweeted this out last night, actually. I said, I'll get the tweet up. I tweeted last night, I said, what did I say? Yeah, I said this. Final thoughts, but I think reports saying Brentford don't want to sell Mbeumo and Wissa are correct, and I do stand by that. I don't think they'll let both Mbeumo and Wissa leave in the same summer. They're Brentford's 2 best players, really, aren't they? So considering the fact that we've already taken Thomas Frank and half his coaching staff with us to Spurs, I then think if we took Wissa and Man United took Mbeumo, I don't see how Brentford would stay up after that. They're getting picked apart, and I do feel really bad for them as well, because I actually think Brentford are a really good club in general, the way they're run and the way they operate and the way that they're these massive underdogs, but that, you know, they finished top half of the season, top half of the table last season as well. So I feel a bit bad, but I 100% agree with that comment, Zoe. I think it's very dependent on that Mbeumo deal as well. So I think if we're going to get that Wissa deal done, and it does seem like it's Thomas Frank driving that, then we need to move very quickly. And that's why I said at the bottom, next couple of days. If we're going to sign Wissa, I genuinely think it'll be in the next couple of days, and it'll happen really quickly, just because Man United have been talking to Brentford about Mbeumo for ages, and they're just haggling on like the last 5-10 million that Brentford want. I think they want 65 mil guaranteed, so that's what's holding that up. But yeah, what's the point of saying Wissa won't be a backup under Frank, and if we could get 3 good seasons out of him, he'll only add quality to us. Yeah, agree. Well, do you see Wissa starting ahead of Solanke then? Because in my opinion, Wissa's not a winger. He's more of a striker. Do you know what? We can have a look. Wissa's stats. Let's go on transfer market. Yeah, let's have a look at his stats. Yeah, look, so positions, 36 games as a forward last season, as a centre forward and a striker role, and then also like 1 game as an attacking midfielder. So I don't really see him going out on the wing. So do you see him playing instead of Solanke? Because I can't see Solanke being a backup striker for us, especially considering we spent 65 mil on him last summer. But yeah, look at these stats, man. I'll zoom in a little bit. 20 goals in all competitions, 19 in the Premier League. And I replied to someone about this yesterday, right? And I'll show you for good measure. Wissa 19 goals in the Premier League last season. Richarlison has scored 20 goals for us since he's been at the club, and he's been at the club for 3 years. So in my opinion, that's a huge upgrade. If we were to sign Wissa and sell Richarlison to like Saudi or go somewhere where he wants to play to get into that Brazil squad for the World Cup next year, I think that's a fantastic deal, in my personal opinion. But yeah, sorry, I'm falling behind on comments. I am going to read each and every one of them, by the way, because that's the whole point of these lives, so I can chat to you. So I really appreciate you guys. Chris is saying is also good Premier League proven, 100%. And Ange, do you know what? Ange said that at the end of last season, didn't he? He said, Tottenham, we've now got a good young core at Tottenham, but what we need to add this summer is Premier League experience. And I do think that is right, regardless of Ange being here or not being here, is that Spurs need to bring Premier League proven experience into the squad. And I think we are doing that. Obviously, Kudus is a big one, and then if we were to bring someone like Wissa in as well, that would be another player in that sense. So yeah, so what's Spurs saying? Live is cool. Yeah, appreciate it. I'm going to try and do as many as I possibly can this summer and into the next season. What do you guys think of live watch-alongs for the games? Because I tried it like once or twice last season, and it's just difficult. Also because you've got the big boys, haven't you? You've got like Expressions does live watch-alongs. I think the We Are Tottenham TV guys do it a lot as well. Irish Hotspur. So I'm not sure if there's a real market for it, but we could give it a go, I guess. Zoe's saying, I know it's not transfer related, but that shirt is absolute fire. 100%. I haven't bought the home one yet. I may buy the home one, but this shirt, I absolutely love it. I genuinely have not really stopped wearing it since I bought it, and yeah, it's lovely. It's one of the best away kits we've had in years. Really happy with it. Well, Wissa has scored a lot of goals drifting in from the left wing. He's not a typical number 9. Yeah, okay, and maybe that sort of links in with Thomas Frank's sort of like inside forward formation. If we have a look, I know what we can do. If we go onto FootMob and we search Brentford, journalist skills coming in clutch here, because I use this sort of stuff all the time. And then if you have a look, you can actually have a look at how Brentford line up and how they play in the formations and stuff like that. So this right here is the Brentford formation. Oh, do you know what you could do actually? If I go on to overview. Yeah, so this is sort of like how Brentford lined up under Thomas Frank last season in general, and you can see like typically it's like a 4-2-3-1, and that's kind of what Spurs play already, with Maddison in that number 10, Kulusevski or Johnson on the right, Son, Tel, Odegaard, whoever on the left, and then Solanke up top. But what you can do under Thomas Frank is, because he doesn't play width as much, he plays inside forwards. These guys right here, Kevin Schade and Brian Mbeumo, do often rotate with the number 9 and even with the number 10 as well. So it will rotate, and you will maybe see someone like Wissa go out onto those wide areas and drift inside like you've said. What's the point? So yeah, really good point to make actually. So he says, could go 2 up top to be fair. Kudus in the 10. We won't be rushing Decky back. Madders still carrying an injury too. Yeah, interestingly though, I saw a lot of pictures of Maddison back in training yesterday, and he's doing ball work and he's on the grass and stuff. So hopefully he'll be fit for the start of the season. I'm hearing a lot of stuff about Kulusevski and his injury and how long he's going to be out for. Some people telling me he's out until the end of the year. Some people are telling me he might be back for the start of the season. Does anybody actually know what is going on with Kulusevski? Because I don't really, to be honest. But yeah, 2 up top could be interesting. Kudus in the 10. Yeah, for sure. I'm really interested to see where Kudus plays. Let's have a look at his stats. Kudus career. Let's go career, because if you haven't watched my YouTube video on him that I put out yesterday, go and check it out at some point, because I go into a lot of detail as to why we've sort of targeted him. And one of the things I said is his versatility, and I'm not wrong on that. Look at this. Look at all of those positions that he has played in his career. Centre forward, left wing, second striker, right wing, attacking midfielder, left midfielder, right midfielder, central midfielder. What's that? 8 positions? 8 different positions he's played across his career. Interestingly, that biggest bubble, 51 games as a centre forward, 50 on the right, 19 on the left. So you could actually sit here and say that he's better as a centre forward, or he's better as a right winger. And I'm really interested to see where Thomas Frank plays him, because we have obviously Brennan Johnson on the right, we have Kulusevski on the right, but then on the left we have Tel, Son, Odegaard. I feel like I'm missing someone. Richarlison can play there. So it will be interesting to see where he goes, and I'm looking forward to it. I really hope that we announce him today. He's doing his medical today at Hotspur Way. He'll be there right now doing all of the tests and everything and getting the media stuff done. So I'm actually banking. I'm going to say it. I'm going to bank on Kudus being announced this evening, because I think Spurs will want to do it, and then hopefully 9 days time. By the way, first pre-season game, 9 days time against Reading. Hopefully he features. That would be really cool. Right, sorry, I'm falling behind on comments again. Chris says we can use a 3-5-2 formation. Yeah, 100%, and I think we will. I think we will see a lot of 3-back formations under Thomas Frank in his first season. We have the centre-backs. We have who do we have? So we have Van der Ven, Romero, Danso, Dragusin. Vuskovic has just joined up with a squad this summer as well. That's 5 already. Ben Davis can play at centre-back. Am I missing anyone, or is that it? 6. Ashley Phillips is currently back at Tottenham as well. He might go back out on loan, but that's 7 centre-backs. So, and we have more than enough depth in that position to be able to do that. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see like a change in formation, because we always played the same under Ange, and that will change this summer, which will be pretty cool. Right, where are we? Wissa technically more composed on the ball under pressure, a more intelligent player than Richarlison. 100% agree with that, and Frank will coach the players to operate under pressure in tight spaces, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, it will be more intricate, playing in the spaces, playing triangles, all of that sort of stuff. Which will be cool. Ah, yeah, Kota Takai, thank you. I'm not sure how to say the username. EYSP 2. Kota Takai, of course, literally just joined the club. That's another centre-back, so that's like 8 centre-backs. So, Chris says it's the season for Lucas Bergvall and Gray to shine. Again, really, really good point. Because, I'll go back to camera for a minute. Because I think most of us as Spurs fans are aware that Thomas Frank wanted Archie Gray at Brentford before we signed him, and he very nearly went there. He also wanted Brennan Johnson, which is why the Kudus thing is really, really interesting to me, because Brennan Johnson was our top goal contributor last season. He won us the Europa League with his goal. Thomas Frank really likes him, tried to sign him at Brentford. So, have we just signed Kudus to put him in that position instead? I feel like we may see Brennan Johnson's position change slightly under Frank this season. I think he may end up playing like central striker or something. It could be so weird, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see anyway. Lucas Bergvall, by the way, I was just speaking to one of my mates about it in the chat, and he said he actually made a very interesting point. He said with the kits, he actually thinks they don't look as good with names on the back, but if you were to get Lucas Bergvall on the back, that is a very big exception, because he's that guy, isn't he? And I love that kid, and I think he is going to be world class, and I'm happy to say that on camera. Lucas Bergvall is going to be world class for Tottenham. But yeah, what is Kai Bradley saying? Cash on Kulu, injury merchant. I don't think he is an injury merchant. Should we have a look? Should we fact check it? Kulusevski injury history. Because I'm pretty sure we can get the stats on that on Transfer Market as well. Cam and screen. Here we go. Cool. So, we signed Kulusevski in what? January 2022. And he missed 7 games for us in total last season between March and April. Nothing massive. Also, he missed 2 games the season before through illness, and then 10 games the season before that. So he's not an injury merchant, I wouldn't say, Kai. But, oh, damn. Kai Bradley has just joined the channel as a member, so thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. You can become a member of the channel if you want to. I have it all set up, and you know, if enough people join to become members, then I can start doing exclusive content for you guys. You know, exclusive videos or you know, shout outs, interactions on social media, all of that sort of stuff. But it's completely up to you. No obligation, of course. But yeah, appreciate it, Kai. Thank you. Right, what we saying? What we saying here? God, I'm so sorry. I'm really, really slow on these comments. What's the point is saying Kudus' weakness is selfishness, which is why he doesn't get enough assists. He plays with his head down, so Frank will have to coach that out of him. Interesting point, because I was actually doing some research on this. Do you know what we can do? I want to see what people online are saying about Kudus as well, so we'll search it here. People, I might just move the... oh, that's not what I meant to do. I might just move the chat box up a little bit so people can actually see it. But I saw on my research yesterday that I was doing, Kudus actually has a better crossing completion rate than most of our wingers, which I think is going to be a really huge plus. Can you remember, think to last season, how many times we had the ball out in a wide area and Solanke's in the box, and Solanke's good in the air. He's a good poacher in that sort of final third or final 6 yard box, but we never hit him. We never hit him with our crosses, and Kudus has actually got a better cross accuracy than the likes of Brennan Johnson and the likes of like Odeberg and players like that. So that will be very, very interesting as well. Top players play their position. Yeah, good point. Frank hates selfishness. Will coach Kudus and Cooley to let go of the ball earlier. Yeah, can't disagree with that. Decky absolutely pulverised his knee, regardless of what exactly the injury is. The last thing I would do is rush him back. Yeah, I agree. The last thing we want to do this season is we don't want another major injury crisis. That would just be an absolute horror show, is if we went through another season picking up injuries, which is why the changes in the medical department have happened. Frank's brought his head of medical as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that sort of impacts everything as well. And hopefully we just keep Van der Ven fit, keep Romero fit. Who else is really injury prone? Maddison gets a lot of injuries. Let's keep him fit as well. That would be a lot more ideal. Yeah, so if MVD, do you mean Mickey Van der Ven? I'm assuming that's who you mean. Has another season being injured most of the time, would you get rid? Nah, because the issue is when he's fit, he's insane. One of our best players when he is fit. So yeah, I can't get rid of him. Davis is hindering the growth of young players. There's a fly in my face. Like, how are they going to grow if they don't get game time? Ben Davis. Yeah, the Ben Davis one's a really interesting... Oh, sorry, the car being really noisy outside. The Ben Davis one's a really interesting one because you need leadership in the squad and you need experience, and that's why I think the likes of Davis and the likes of Fraser Forster are still sticking around. So yeah, it's you kind of weigh it up, but I don't think we'll see Ben Davis get that many minutes this season. But we'll see. I may be wrong. It depends. Johnson's an inside forward, not a winger, and that's why he hides on the wing during games. I agree, and I do think Brennan Johnson will be a lot better under Frank in this new kind of position as well. Kudus' delivery is lacking. The stats are deceiving. I'm interested for you to expand on that. What's the point? What stats have you seen that suggest that his delivery is lacking? Chris is saying, who do you think is the best DM we need to sign? For me, Baliba. Carlos Baliba from Brighton. I would throw as much money as Brighton want at him. I think he is incredibly talented. What's his contract situation at Brighton saying? We've got a lot of African players at the club now. That'd be another one as well from Cameroon. So he's contracted till 2028, and I know Transfer Market says they value him at 40 million. I genuinely think Brighton would ask for at least 80 mil for him. So that's who I would recommend. I also think Adam Wharton would be a great signing. Palace will never sell him this summer though. So I don't know. It's a really interesting one because with the DM situation, with the number 6 stuff, we need to get it right. We need someone who is really quite good at winning the ball for us. We need that defined ball winner, but we also need someone that's comfortable playing the ball from deep as well. And it's really difficult to refine those stats into one player and find someone that's perfect. So I'm happy to let the recruitment team take the lead on that one. But this guy right here, that's who I would go for, 100%. Jermaine, I just subscribed to your channel. Looking forward to informative content. Jermaine, appreciate it, my dude. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you and welcome to the family. I promise you I'll have plenty of content up and about for the foreseeable future. So thank you for that and welcome along. Madison played 44 games last season. Romero and Van de Ven missed 50% of games. Yeah, 100%. Van de Ven and Romero are so crucial to our team. They just have to stay fit, in my humble opinion. I think the homegrown issue needs to be considered when signing more non-homegrown players, especially we didn't sell any players like Brian Hill and Solomon. Yeah, so, I mean, I would ship players like that off, if I'm being totally honest with you. I would get rid of them. Yeah, this is what I said. I said about James McAtee the other day. I think Fab tweeted about it. Shout out Fab, by the way. That follows you. Quick flex. I saw, what did he say about McAtee yesterday, or was it the day before? Just trying to find it, 1 second. He said... This is what I said. I said about James McAtee the other day. I think Fab tweeted about it. Shout out Fab, by the way. Follows you. Oh my god, this guy tweets so much. Christ. There it is. He said James McAtee can leave Man City this summer for a fee of around 20-25 million. Homegrown, England under-21 international, captain, by the way, just won the under-21 Euros. This guy, I would spend the 20-25 mil on, and I would bring him to Spurs. Homegrown, as I said, so sorts a little bit of our registration issues. And I actually think he's a good player as well. If you remember him on loan at Sheffield United a few seasons ago, he was incredible. But that price seems a bit unrealistic to me. In my humble opinion, I don't see anyone picking him up for that little, if you ask me anyway. Zoe, did you see the video the club released of the lads coming back? I've seen the first one, I haven't seen the second one because I've seen that they've released another one as well. So yeah, that's a bit of an interesting one as well. So yeah, I am gonna watch that and go for then. So I wanna look through the. Oh, sorry, I realised I went back onto Cam. All you could hear was the medical team shouting push, push, push. Yeah, they're gonna get put through their paces for the start of pre-season. It's gonna be hard work. I saw the 1 kilometre run. They did that as part of the first session. 1 kilometre run. You sit there and you think, that's not that much, a 1 kilometre run. But when you do it, and you're doing it in like bleep test format, and I think the slowest time was like a 3:48. That to me is insane to think about just how fit like these guys are as athletes. Yeah, so what I mean is Kudus' delivery doesn't meet his target. You can cross the ball many times, but if the ball doesn't find a target, yeah, then stats are even. Yeah, 100%, I agree. Obviously, we can wish for him to hit his target every single time, but it's just probably a bit unlikely. Hopefully, yeah, again, it's something he can work on and refine under Thomas Frank. Adam Waterman is the one we look at, IMO. If nobody comes in for Eze or Gehi, then I think we could test Palace resolve. Yeah, so the issue is I genuinely think Palace would ask for 100 mil for him, and no one's paying that, in my opinion. Jermaine, I think we need a monster DM. If we'd be willing to buy Baleba for 80 mil, then we could open conversation with Atalanta for Edison. Edison would be cheaper than that, I think, surely, no? But I feel like I've seen reports about him potentially going to Saudi or to like Bayern Munich or something like that. But I like him as well, actually, Edison from Atalanta. I think he'd be a good player. Any news on Orkan Kokchu for central mid from Benfica? I saw the report about it. I don't think it's anything more than that at the moment. I'd take that one with a pinch of salt personally. I don't think there's anything in that. Kai saying Palmer 2.0 for McAtee, yeah, 100%. Signing young players is the way forward. Risk of signing older players with proven quality can stink over a couple of years. Yeah, but the issue is with Spurs is we have a lot of young talent already. That's the potential problem I think we have at Spurs. What about? Oh, I feel like I missed a subscription a second ago. I think it was Body Mind Spirit. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate it. Sorry, I'm so slow on these notifications on my chat bar. But yeah, welcome to the channel. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are watching and you're new and you're enjoying the live stream, the content that I put on my channel. It honestly, every single one of you helps, so I really, really appreciate it. Heard McAtee attracted interest from Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace. Yeah, interesting. I think he can play at a higher level, but he'd be more of that star sort of player for someone like Crystal Palace or Forest or someone like that. Honestly, every single one of you helps, so I really, really appreciate it. 1 second, just got to reply to something, and I will be right back with you. Yeah, interesting. I think he can play at a higher level, but he'd be more of that star sort of player for someone like Crystal Palace or Forest. Yes. So sorry. Young players bring excitement and lower standards. Perfect for Spurs. Piss off, in my humble opinion, Kai. Trying to get a bite out of me. Training in the heat is awful. I hated it. Yeah, I mean, it's... I can feel it now. It's, what is it, like 28 degrees in the UK today? And I can feel it just sitting in my desk with my PC on next to me. I'm just sweating and hot. Horrible. Jermaine says, considering our wage structure, it's hard for us to attract proven big names, but I think with UCL it's a big push. Yeah, that's the balance, isn't it? We have Champions League, and I actually think that's what drove Kudus to Tottenham. But the wage structure is an issue. Undoubtedly, the wage structure for me is what is holding us back. I think Son is our highest earner on 200k. And simply, we're not going to attract the top talent in the world if that is our cap. Like, we have to go above that. When you look at what some players earn, and I know it's got the potential for issues in the future, but for me, that is something that we need to adjust. And I know finances, blah, 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 you don't want to overpay, but if you want to compete and you want to be that best team in the sort of continent, or at least in England, then you have to compete with your Cities, your Liverpools, your Arsenals, your Chelseas, and what they're paying players. Otherwise, you're just never going to get there. Right, I really need to wrap up in a second, so I'm going to whiz through the rest of the comments. Body, Mind, Spirit, first comment on the channel. Welcome, welcome. After Kudus, I want Douglas, Luiz, and Eze. Eze, my favourite player in the Premier League at the moment. I'm holding out the tiniest bit of hope that we can rekindle a deal for him, because he's a player, man. He is an absolute player, and yeah, I'd love for us to sign him personally. And Douglas Luiz as well, I think would be a solid option for that DM spot, and I don't think he'd be massively expensive either as well. What do you see with Papsar? Is he a long-term 6 or 8 in that midfield? He's not a 6 in my opinion. I think he's incredibly talented, and I think he will be a very good player. I think he's more of an 8, box-to-box midfielder, legs, running, just puts everything on the line, that type of player. But I wouldn't trust him in that lone last line of defence in the midfield area type player, in my opinion. Yeah, Eze would suit the homegrown quota, absolutely. I'd take Douglas Luiz, to be honest. Amazing. Yeah, 100% agreed. Look, guys, I would love to sit here for another hour and chat with you. I've actually really enjoyed this, by the way, and that's thanks to you, by the way. So thank you so much to every single one of you that has popped by to the stream and commented and subscribed and just sat here for a minute. I really appreciate it, and it's given me all the motivation I need to do more live streams. So I'll try and give people a bit more advance notice on the live streams. Just my work schedule is a bit crazy, so it's not always that easy. It's why I've kind of got a dash now because of work. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of bed in with a half-hour sort of live stream for now to get things up and running. But thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please go down and do so. I am aiming to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the 2025-26 campaign. I think we're on like nearly 2,800 at the moment. So all of your support is welcome. Help me along in that journey. I'm going to be doing giveaways relatively soon, so subscribe to be in the loop for that. And if you want notifications for when I'm going live or when I've uploaded the video, hit the notification bell as well. That will be very helpful for you and also benefits me, of course. But for now, I'm going to dip. Enjoy the Kudus announcement later, and if there's any news on Wissa and advancements or advancements in any other transfers, I might do an emergency live at some point on that, so stay tuned. But enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, come on you Spurs, and I will catch you in